Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. Tonight we're out in the shop working on a flatbed again, and as you might notice, it's looking a fair bit different than you guys saw it the last time. But yeah, I'm kind of stuck as far as what I can do tonight, because the next thing I got to do is make some noise, and I can't do that. It's getting too late. Don't want to be waking up anybody in the house. So I decided I think I'm going to try to go on and get our visor put on, which means drilling holes in the truck that I just got done spraying. Good times. But yeah, getting it lined up. Got a clamp on it on the other side. But we're gonna try and see what we can do. Let's get at it. As you can see, I've got it tucked up into place on this side where it should be. On the other side of the truck, I just have it clamped in place, nothing real tight or anything. I'm just going to start with these two holes. I'm going to get them positioned. I'm not going to be using the self-tapping screws or sheet metal screws that would normally come with this. I'm going to drill these and use Rivnuts. I can seal the Rivnut in place, and this will be a lot more serviceable. Don't have to worry about tearing holes in the sheet metal and stuff like that. And I think we can get a lot better seal out of it and less worry about leaks. But yeah, I've already got some stainless hardware, some oversized flat washers, because this visor has been used. I got it used, but I got some 1-inch stainless flats, fender washers, and some 1/4-20 stainless button head cap screws that should look really nice once it's up here. But yeah, let's go on and see what we can do. I've got these two holes where I'm going to need them, and I've got a small bit in the drill, so I'm just going to use it to mark the holes. I don't have anything fine enough to get down in those to just mark the cab, so I'll mark them with a drill bit and hope for the best. It looks like it worked well enough, so I will unclamp the other side, slide this out of place, go on and put the Rivnuts in position on this side, and lightly put in the screws. That way it can still kind of move around a little bit. Then we'll go over on the other side, get those screws situated. Then we'll do our top ones, and that should be it. So we got this back up out of the way. Now you can see our holes marked. So we're going to go on and drill these for our 1/4-inch Rivnuts. And I've got a couple different things. I've got some seam sealer, automotive seam sealer. I've got RTV, but I think I'm going to go with the seam sealer. And what I'll do is, before I crimp these down, I will run a bead of seam sealer around them before I stick them into the body. And then when they crimp down, they should push that seam sealer out a little bit, wipe off any excess, and that should get us a nice good seal. But yeah, go on and drill these two holes, and hopefully don't have any issues doing that. Then we will sit this back in place carefully, start 1 or 2 of these bolts, then we'll get over on the other side and mark our other holes. Got a fair amount of 3M seam sealer on our Rivnut using our Astro pneumatic 1442. Really like this tool, works really well, but we'll see how this works. And there's number 2. So now we'll go on and sit this back in place and get 2 of the bolts kind of loosely started. I will have to upsize the holes on this because it's already got self-tapper holes in it. I'm just going to bump them up to 1/4 inch, and then yeah, we'll see how this goes. Ideally, you'd be doing this with 2 people, but it's the middle of the night, and it is what it is. So we're going to knock it out if we can. Got our 2 bolts barely snug, actually not snug at all. You can still move them. I am going to open these holes up just a little bit more than 1/4 inch, so it gives this thing a little bit of wiggle room as it gets bolted down. That way it doesn't bind up or anything. But I've got this side over here clamped, so I'm going to come on over here, mark these holes, and get them drilled too. So we got our 2 bolts started on that side, 2 bolts started on that side. Now all we got to do is pull it up, mark our 2 bolts in the center, and get those drilled, and we'll be done. Well, we've got all of our Rivnuts in, all of them sealed up. Don't worry, you won't be seeing any of that because it's under the visor. But yeah, these 2 on the front I kind of forgot about, didn't know they were there. But yeah, took a little longer than I anticipated. But now the visor is ready to go back up here, hopefully for the last time for a good while. So I'm gonna sling it back up here, get it snugged down, and let y'all take a look at how it looks. Still got cab lights to put up, but that's for another day. I think this was a much better route to take over the little sheet metal screws or what have you, because yeah, I'm rocking the whole truck back and forth. That thing's not going anywhere. Not only that, if hopefully we don't have to do this again in the near future, but if we got to put a windshield in it or something like that, the visor will have to come off. So this makes it serviceable. So we'll as far as the hardware and such goes, 1/4-20 stainless bolts, 1/4 inch stainless fender washers, 1 inch OD. I enlarged the holes on the visor itself to 3/8. That gave it some wiggle room. Well, once those bolts were tight and that fender washer clamped down, it's not going anywhere, as you could see. I did use a heavy coat of PTFE thread sealer, like pipe dope, on the threads of all the bolts before I ran them down. We'll hopefully that'll keep the water out, but we'll keep an eye on it. The interior of the truck's not going to be finished up for a while yet, probably spring if I had to guess. I've got everything to do it, and I'm just not going to have time. So I'll be able to keep an eye on the underside of the Rivnuts, and we'll see if any of them leak. If they do, we'll address it with something a little different, a different type of sealant that is a little less pliable. But we'll burn that bridge when we get there, if we need to. But anyways, but with that said, we are going to call it a day, or this morning, I should say. Now it's closing in on 1:30 again. So we're gonna wrap this up here. You know, I wasn't set on the visor. I didn't know if I was gonna like it or not, but now that it's on the truck, I think it looks really good, and I think it's actually gonna help as far as not blinding me while I drive. But I think it really makes the look of the truck. But yeah, we are going to call it here. And next time, we're going to finish getting the front end back together. Got to get the fuel tank, the front fuel tank out of it, and get the bed back on the truck. So that is next time. If you got any comments, complaints, questions, drop them in the comment section below. If you want to support the channel, check out the website. It's www.notsograndgarage.com. We got our merch, our black diesel gear there. I also have a PayPal account set up. The link to that is in the video description if you want to make a monetary donation. If you would, hit that thumbs up button. It helps us out quite a bit. It doesn't cost you anything. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.